Tell me about your first ever real estate transaction of any kind.
So my first transaction, it was a rental in South Loop. Clients came from a Craigslist ad because back then that was the way that we generated lead. And once people reached out, we would set up options. So I think we set up about 12 showings over a 2-day period. And at the time, because I was younger, I didn't really have the skills to really be able to hone in my clients' needs and really figure out a neighborhood. We go on these showings and nothing is working. They were just like, oh my God, this guy's letting us down. We gave this young kid an opportunity and nothing's working. And so finally, we ended up going to this place in South Loop that's perfect. It had no pictures online. It ended up being really nice and it was 15-20% under market. And they're like, we're ready to apply. So they ended up putting an application on it. They got the property. They stayed there for I think 4 years. And so they reached out again. They're looking to, rent a new place because they ended up being snowbirds for a while during COVID and were in Florida. Put them in a 2-bedroom in West Loop. And then they ended up that next year buying a 4-unit, $1.6 million property. And that would have been in 2022. And so they owner occupied 1 unit and they rented out the other 2. And with this one, even though it's expensive, but those 2 units cover the whole mortgage just because it's such a big building. And that was to date actually my biggest sale, but it was at 1.6. That biggest sale ended up coming from my first client, which was a Craigslist ad.